YouTube was good. It's your boy Paul Harris, aka the Chris Hawker. Hey, guess what? This your first time to the head. Go ahead, hit doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell, every time I post up new content. Hey, listen, thanks for everybody. Thanks to everybody that actually really watched the show yesterday. I'm actually really, if you actually really want to call this a continuation of yesterday's show, then hey, by all means, because I did bring up some points where that if you was actually really looking for a part two, then here it is. Tasty beverage in hand, which is always lovely. So here's the deal, people. I talked about the movie yesterday, and so basically, uh, the guy he actually really went back and did another response. You know, not to me, but he actually really went back and watched it again, and which for the most part, hey, look, I really don't have no problem with people watching something over and over and over again, uh, because sometimes that's what it actually really takes to actually really figure out what the director was actually really trying to whatever point or points what the director was actually really trying to get at. Sometimes you as the viewer you might have to watch something 3 4 times and be like, oh, I got it. Prime example with me is with the movie Clue, and that movie was way back in 1985. And then sometimes I can watch it and be like, damn, what the fuck did I miss? But in other case, this one here, I'm calling this glitch in the matrix, and I got a whole bunch of question marks behind it. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because with all of this stuff, with all of this stuff that goes on TikTok and all that kind of stuff, people always holler about, oh, there's a glitch in the matrix, and then for excuse me, so for the most part, I'm almost I'm willing to bet money that if the movie The Matrix would have never came out, right? A lot of you motherfuckers would be hollering about, oh, there's a glitch in the Matrix, right? So, but then I actually really did some research, right? And this, what I'm about to show y'all here, hopefully y'all can actually really see this, right? But if you actually really go back and look at the actual movie, and then that one part where they were talking about, well, hey, well, what is real and all that kind of stuff, and then basically what Lawrence Fishburne was saying, if you're considering that to be real of what you can see, we put like this, 5 senses, and it's nothing more than electronic impulses that's in your brain, right? Which, okay, again, I ain't got no problem with that, right? But if you actually really look at this, right? And then later on, if y'all want to pause it and look at it, that's your goddamn matrix right there, okay? Along with the other stuff that's going on, right? So, but my whole deal is, if actually I'm really doing this particular deal is because I think what happens or what is happening is that, yes, we're all here, we're living, breathing, doing what we do on a regular basis. But there's always a conflict, right? Within oneself and with other people, right? So then so the $64,000 question is this. Why does one have conflict within themselves and along with other people, right? And for the most part, now this is just me talking, right? But if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, the answer is actually really quite clear. And it actually really goes back to the days of the creation, right? As far as like, okay, well, what happened on the first day, second day, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth day, right? And then you also got to look at what Second Peter 3:8 says, where it says that one day to you is like 1,000 days, 1,000 years to Yahweh, right? So when you look at what happened on the first day, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, 4,000 years, 5,000 years, 6,000 years, right? So put it like this: if you actually really know what happened on each day, man didn't actually really come until the sixth day. Now, if you actually really pay attention to the Hebrew calendar, right? We're in the year 5784. And this is the 29th day of, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Keslev, or put like this. If you actually really want to look at it, if you actually really want to see for yourself, go on Google, type up Hebrew calendar converter. And it'll actually really tell you it'll actually really tell you the day, the month, and the actual year. Now, for those of y'all that actually really getting ready to celebrate December 25th, hey, look, if you actually really think that the Savior was born on December 25th, and then you actually really looking at it from the start of January, which is named after the Roman goddess Janus, right? And that bitch is two-faced. So again, all of this stuff what I'm talking about now, right? You can actually really go and Google it and find it, and you can do the research for yourself. Don't take my word for it, right? So in either case, if you actually are really looking at it if you start from January 1st all the way to December 31st, and I get it, and so here's the deal. It's 10 lunar months or 40 weeks, right? So you got to ask yourself the $64,000 question. What month did Mary get pregnant in? If you actually are really looking at it from how this calendar is set up, right? And there's no, and it's for the most part, there's no way in hell that December 25th is the actual date. So basically what you have to do is this. Go over there in Mark. I want to say it's the first chapter. And it actually you got to go to Exodus. And I said this yesterday. You go to Exodus, 12th chapter. And it says, and Yahweh, well, if you just got the Holy Bible, it's not going to say in Yahweh. It's going to say, and God spoke unto Moses. This month will be the beginning of the months unto you. Right? And then, so then the question is, okay, well, what month is he talking about? Because everybody, for whatever fucking reason, want to think that January 1st is the first month of the year. No, it's not. Right? And so, for the most part, then you go over in Hebrews, 13th chapter, no, not Hebrews, Exodus, 13th chapter, verses 4, and it says, and ye came out of the month of Abib. Again, translated, and it means April. Hold that thought right there. What I have here is this is the Hebrew calendar, right? And as you can see, you got the sacred year, you got the civil year, right? And then here's the month of April, right there. At the first, and then there are the biblical verses and all that kind of stuff that actually really correlates. Hey, guess what? This is the first month of the year, not January. This is why they call April Fool's Day, which just happens to be my birthday. Right? And again, I told y'all all of y'all this yesterday. Right? So that's when the Hebrew calendar starts. Now, over there in Mark, right, it actually really says, and on the 6th month, Mary became pregnant. Now, again, 6 months from April put you where? October. And then 10 lunar months from April put you in June. Right? June 6th is the actual day. Why June 6th again? Let's look at the days of the creation. Right? Man didn't come until the 6th day of the creation. But see, and so I already told you this is the year 5784. Everybody want to holler 2024. But the thing about it though is this is another reason. See, if anybody wants to talk about a glitch in the matrix, this is what the fuck they actually really talking about here. Because everybody, for whatever reason, well, I already know the reason. Everybody wants to think that once Jesus was born, or as the world know him as Jesus, right? It's almost like, okay, once he was born, right? Okay, the clock started, right? Anything before that, they want to sit up here and holler about as prehistoric. And then they want to sit up here and talk about that the earth is millions and millions of years old. That could be the case, but you need to how did you actually really come to that conclusion? Because then motherfuckers want to sit up here and holler about, oh, well, dinosaurs, well, guess what? Man and dinosaur did indeed live together. Over there in the book of Job, 40, I want to say chapter 40, verse 41, it don't say dinosaur, but it says behemoth. Very large animal. And so now you actually, and then this shouldn't be a big mystery to y'all. Because don't we live with shit that's bigger than us? The elephant, the lion, the tiger, the bear, oh my, the giraffe. All that shit bigger than us. And then we ain't even gonna talk about the stuff that's in the water. So in either case, this is the glitch, the so-called glitch. And then it's just for the simple fact. Now, depending on, now a lot of people be like, okay, well, here's the debate right here. If indeed you could debate it. If you look at what happened on the fourth day, the sun, moon, and stars were put up. Now, you know anything about the sun, the S-U-N, and the S-O-N, same thing. Romans 1:19 and 20. Go read that, right? Because the S-U-N does what? It brings life and light to the world. And so when the S-O-N was here, what did he do? He brought life and light to the world. But a lot of y'all finna doggone celebrate December 25th, 13 days from today. Okay? Now, I tell y'all, like I tell everybody else, a lot of this it's a shock to the system. Okay? Or it may be a shock to the system for some. Right? But the thing about it is this, if you actually go back and do research, then yeah, it may shock you, but then again, it may piss you the fuck off too. Because you were like, well, damn, why am I just not hearing this? So in either case, getting back to the so-called glitch in the matrix, and why does one have conflict within himself or herself, which in a sense will cause you to have conflict on the outside with other people. Well, again, let's look at this. We're in the year 5784. '57. We in day 5, people. If indeed that's how you actually really want to look at it. Right? Now, grant the fact, day 5 is damn near over with. If, put like this, it is in about, let's just say like 115 years and some change before day 6 actually really comes around. Because again, what happened on the 6th day? Man was created. Okay? And so man was created. Then not too much longer after that, woman was created. Right? And it's just like what I said yesterday. All hell broke loose once woman was created. Not to say that I have anything against the female version of the human species, right? But it's just for the simple fact, hey, look, everything was all peachy till y'all showed up. You know, so but you know, again, enough of that. So here's the deal. Here's the so-called glitch, people. I mean, if you look at, everybody wants to holler 2024, right around the corner, right? Right? And so I just want to always tell people, just like I say, everybody has heard of the term day late, dollar short. Right there. That's how far behind y'all are behind the goddamn power curve. Right? So, you know, so again, you wonder why all of this stuff is going on, right? And so again, this is just me talking. But if you actually really go back and look at the creation, look at what happened on each day of the creation. And then if you actually really take 2 Peter 3 and 8 in consideration, or whatever version that says, hey, one day unto you is like 1,000 years unto me. And then I just actually really told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6,000 years. But the thing about it though is this, right? I told you what the hell happened on the 4th day. So again, you guys really look at, so the question could be like, okay, well, what day did man actually really set foot on the face of the earth? Or let's just say, what day was it when man actually really appeared? And I know I just said the exact same thing, but y'all actually really know where the hell I'm going with this. So let's just say that with the sun being a gaseous state, or Yahweh and pure spirit, and then on day 6, he actually really takes on shape and form. So the thing about it though is this. When now, depending on how you put like this, depending on how you measure time, when the Savior was actually born on June 6th, 4,000 years had passed. 4,000 years had already passed. Well, let these people tell you that was like, okay, that was year 1. Or that's when they actually really started recording time as we know it. And then, even then, again, just know it wasn't always 365 days, which is, again, which is another thing that we can actually really talk about, right? The whole thing about the whole 365 and war 1/4 day, that's actually really debatable too, right? Because anywhere in the Bible, right, the Bible doesn't mention anything about 365 days. It always talks about 360. So then again, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, how many days is it in a year, right? And then if you actually really look at the actual months of the year, how they're named, right? And what the name actually really means, right? That just goes to show you that, hey, guess what? It wasn't always 360 days or 365. Because September means 7. October means 8. December, Deca, means 10. But if you actually start looking at it, December is the 12th month of the year, right? So again, that within itself. So motherfuckers always holler about glitch in the matrix. Just because you see just because you think you see an airplane that's just stopped in midair, or some shit like some birds, 1 minute they all running around, and then the motherfuckers stop. And there's always somebody with a motherfucking camera phone. So basically, what happens with all of the technology, phones, who's actually really say that there's a feature on these on the phones, the latest and greatest phones, where you can actually really be like, it's almost like how you would do a DVD player or VHS player, right? Where that you could be like, okay, you can stop it right here, and then you can move it all around and all that kind of shit. And then when you want to, then you can release it again, right? So basically, now again, because I'm looking at it like this, all of this stuff with these motherfuckers always putting up on TikTok, right? I don't ever actually really see it, right? So for the most, now a lot of them they'll sit up here and tell you, hey, look, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, look, got all that too, right? But when you want to sit up here and holler about the glitch in the matrix, that's something that y'all did, right? So my whole deal is, if the actual glitch, if you will, is because time is not measured like how it should be. And like I said, people want to holler 2024. Know what it be. Like I said, all of the stuff, what I just said. January, named after the Roman goddess Janus. April 1st, April Fool's Day. Why did they call April Fool's Day April Fool's Day? Well, guess what? I just told you. And then how the Hebrews counted versus how everybody else counted. Right? So if there's any glitch anywhere, it's how most people look at what day it is. It's almost like that one song that Kumo D had out a long time ago, where he actually really asked the question, do you know what time it is? So basically that's what that is. Know the conflict that you have within yourself. Know the conflict that you have on the outside. And again, over there in Acts, 17:24, or it's 17th chapter, verse 24. Or you might actually really want to say 17th chapter, verses 23, and then read on down, where it actually says, hey, look, for in him, meaning Yahweh or Yahshua himself, right? For in him we live and have our being, right? So again, right? Yeah, I know you actually really see yourself as who you are, right? But just know that we're all a part of a bigger picture. The human family, if you will. And then once everybody gets together, And we actually really realize, hey, look, we all trying to accomplish the exact same thing. So why are you trying to set me up for failure when for the most part, while I'm trying to set myself up for success, why do you feel like that you have to chop me down at the ankles? And for the most part, it's the only reason is because either that's it's because everybody don't know, right? Or you feel like, hey, guess what? You know, you try to get the bag, the money bag, in which again, right? Ain't nothing, ain't nothing wrong with chasing the money bag, but just know this: money is just like a contract. If you don't read the fine print, right, then you'll do anything, everything for it, right? And if you don't know what the fine print is, right, just open up your wallet, pull out either a dollar bill, $5 bill, whatever you got, right? And either look in the top left or the bottom right, and read where it says, this note is of legal tender, which, this note can be used to pay debts, both private and public. But then you have but then again, you got to go back to what happened on August 15th, 1971. And like I say, a lot of y'all want to, okay, I got it. Don't chase the paper. So basically, that's all what the fuck it is. So I really hope that this made some sense. A lot of it, you can be like, okay, well, hey, look, it's speculation, right? But I tell you, like I tell everybody else, go do the research, do your research, go ask questions, right? And then you come up with your own answer. And then once you come up with your own answer, then and only then will you understand, will you understand why all this stuff works. So with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your big dad, tell your big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street, Mountain Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Mahalo, y'all.